Greetings, everyone on YouTube, and welcome to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition content creator interview with me, Kemsit, and I'm joined by Sir Godua over here. Do say hello.
Yes, I do. Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. And yeah, I'm Sir Godua, and I'm very pleased, Kemsit, that you invited me over, and looking forward to this. Let's go.
Likewise. Yeah, I definitely want to be chatting with you, especially for I have been enjoying your scenario over here a lot as well, especially with how the playstyle was and how fluent I have been able to play through and enjoyed the way that you've been portraying the Huns over there and Attila. I mean, before Attila as well, and I definitely enjoyed it. That's why I wanted to actually really quickly just ask you a few questions over here too. And definitely we're gonna be getting to it. For I have about 28 or so, and I'll shoot right away. The first question: what sparked your interest in creating custom campaigns or scenarios? Was there a particular game or moment that hooked you, or a certain historical figure, perhaps community, that inspired you?
Oh, okay. So I have played the
Mm-hmm.
game
Mm-hmm.
since, I don't know, like uh, 2001, probably, or
Mm-hmm.
2000. And I've played it with my father and
Mm-hmm.
also my mom. And I was instantly hooked. This was like the ideal game for the early teenage me, or
Mm-hmm.
not even teenage. It was like, you know I was 10 or so.
Yeah.
And I really liked the combination of history and strategy, and building things, and just everything. This was like immediately my favorite game, and believe it remained that way still.
Yeah.
So I when I realized that you can do some things on your own in campaign editor,
Mm-hmm.
I went through it, and I was creating some uh like primitive scenarios, of course, uh from the point of reference of today.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually remember my very first one, and it was like, there was this big city that I created, uh which was inspired by the Saladin campaign #1, where they had um Cairo, Cairo,
Cairo. Yeah.
um Cairo. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Okay.
No problem.
um as this like big slice in the middle of the map,
Yeah.
and I had like Franks on one side of the river and Britons on the other side of the river. But when I started it, everything went horribly wrong. So I liked the color red, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to play as player #2, which was
Mm-hmm.
by default red in the campaign editor. #1 was blue, and so on. So when I started the campaign, I quickly realized, like, I'm playing for the wrong side. I was playing for blue. I was playing for #1 player. And so then I was like, okay, but let me siege the big city. And I came to it, and it immediately went into my possession, because guess what? I used Gaia as the third player.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first scenario, and first big bummer that I encountered. And
Mm-hmm.
then I created countless of other custom campaigns, and we played it with my father. My father created a campaign for me. It was about Robin Hood, and it was really good. I mean, like, really, really good. I still remember the elements of gameplay that he put into it. He worked the triggers out, and because he found some like knowledge base online that he was able to use for the triggers, and just thinking about it, I still have goosebumps, like what he went through for me, and of course he must have liked it
Yeah.
too. But yeah, so my father created this campaign for me, and then we were exploring the scenario editor and the like AI personalities that you can give to people. So he was able to find somewhere online a set of custom campaigns that we downloaded, and then we realized that we've had all these custom AI scripts from the other campaigns that we can use in our own campaigns. So we did like a list of them, and we were testing them out and writing notes what they were doing. Like we were not able to go into the actual scripts and find out what it means. So we were testing it in the scenario editor. So we had, like, oh, this one is passive. This one is creating only spearmen and archers.
Mm-hmm.
This one is sending you resources. And then we were building our own scenarios based on those behaviors. So, like, which ones did we want to, use and take advantage of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So that was a long answer, and I don't believe I. Oh no, you were asking about like where did it start? So yeah, it started there more than 20 years ago. Uh,
at the
Age of
age
Empires 2.
of at the age of 10, right?
Yes, at the age of 10, at the age of kings. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it was back in 2001. So if it's 2001 and now it's 2006, then you must be right now 35 years old, like 5 years older than me right now.
Oh, you're sharing personal information. I didn't say that. I didn't share that. Scratch that out.
No, I mean age. I think and all that is just fine. I mean that's I don't mind that as well. And like I said, it's also something everyone knows. I'm a 30 years old guy, and yeah, we're similar age. But that's something interesting, and honestly, to hear how you have that chemistry with your father and your mother over here, especially with your father, with whom you've been experienced and then being able to deep dive inside the editor is just quite amazing, and it's something you don't really see too much inside the gaming community, especially with parents, honestly, and that's just really amazing. Honestly, I just really like it, and it was a nice story that you've been, well, not just story, a real life um, event that you've shared with us, and I think many people could just definitely take it with and hopefully, moved on. And it's definitely something every parent also could take an example for. Not saying names, but yeah. Um, yeah. Honestly, it's cool. It's cool. I'd say definitely interesting. And by all means, like I said, I'm also having this campaign open right now. It just looks still very good and all that, in my opinion, especially for how long old it is. And if we have also seen how the mod section is as well, and how many people download it. It's like more than 3K, and that's just definitely a big accomplishment for sure. And many people might see this one as quite a simple looking map and all that, but honestly, for that time, and especially for someone who created this at that time, it's definitely ambitious, honestly. So you guys really did great, and I enjoyed it. It was still nice, and I want to know more. But before we're gonna get to that point, I want to ask the other questions first. And the next question will be: where do you find the most inspiration from? Perhaps certain games or books, movies, or real life events? And I think you've partially kind of, explained that. But yeah, is there any other
Uh,
reasons entailed, or?
so you want to know specifically about this before Attila,
Mm-hmm.
my flagship of of achievements, or
Mm-hmm.
or in general?
In general.
Um, so I and this is going to maybe not be the best thing to say, but I started also doing a couple of other scenarios, and I wanted to bundle them all up into
Hmm.
this set of scenarios based around the Dark Ages, which
Mm-hmm.
I felt were underrepresented
They
in
are.
in these campaigns, official or the custom ones.
Correct.
And but this was the only one that I was able to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason, or one of the reasons why I didn't finish some of the others, was it's like a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider myself to be like, ambitious.
You are. Yeah.
And I want to prove myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, yeah, I did it. I did a campaign, and it was very, very ambitious, and it took me, I don't know, like maybe 4 months probably, to to create this Attila thing. And then, slowly but surely, I realized that you need to pick your battles, same as Hera is teaching us
Mm-hmm.
in the ranked ladder gameplay.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I have I have other things in my life that I want to focus on tiny bit more.
Yeah.
But uh, you know, one day I might be getting back to it. Uh, for example, one of the things that might be helping me with my decision would be if it were easier to do the intro slides and the graphic sides of the scenario editing and so
Mm-hmm.
on. And also like the scenario editor, since it is still based on the Age of Kings one, is like super, you know, it's like very old school. And I can imagine being able to work with the triggers in a much, you know, uh, updated version.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's okay. Yeah, you've pretty much also actually kind of answered a few questions way ahead, but that's fine. It's still an interesting points that you make, and you definitely hit them hard, honestly, right at in the bullseye. I'm gonna definitely then move on simply to the other questions, and definitely say, I can imagine, and so far I've even spoken with Brooklyn Torpedo before as well, someone also who back at the Age of Kings had also seen many changes as well. So I can definitely guarantee and say that there's been many changes as well, and it's definitely something you need to make choices of within your life on battles that you can take and those which you can't. So yeah, sometimes better to retreat and then hit it again, just like the hordes did. Um, Question three: can you tell us about one of your favorite creations? Like, is this like is before Attila your favorite creation, or has there been
Oh,
any other one you
of
prefer?
course. I mean, I can name a few, but this one definitely stands out from the sheer fact that it's finished.
Hmm.
So, you know, a lot of also what I do in my like professional life is about delivering some value. And if something is not finished and it just sits in your computer, the value might be there because if you just want to look at it on your own,
Hmm.
that's totally valid. Um, but from the general standpoint, I would say the value lies like when it is released and it's playable and it's not infested with bugs and
Hmm.
so on. So definitely, before Attila is like the top thing, and of course. Um, but then there was this other scenario that I considered my peak back in the day when I was just like doing it and like for myself and Conquerors. And I created this scenario that I called Tiger and the Dragon, same as the movie. I just like saw it in the TV program. Like there was this movie and I liked it. Um, and it was about Mongols or Genghis Khan
Mm-hmm.
attacking China. So I built this wall of China, and I had these, Mongols roaming around, and then them attacking these different factions inside China, or beneath the walls. And definitely it was uh, influenced very much by the third Genghis Khan scenario, which is definitely like in top three scenarios in the whole game. If you have a
Yeah.
question about that, we can talk about it too, because yeah, I really enjoy the campaigns, especially the old
Oh,
ones.
oh, sure. I really have a lot more questions about it too, honestly. But we'll get to it soon. um, First thing I want to definitely ask is, uh, before we get to that point, is what is your most favorite campaign from the classics? Actually, then
Like the whole campaign or scenario.
isn't like from the classics, like any just one campaign. You'll have to well
But
one of your
but
three best
there's
campaigns.
there's 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 difference between campaign and scenario. So
Yeah, true,
like
true. Then
individual.
I would say campaigns. Then yeah, not scenarios.
Okay, okay. Let me have a look.
But then from the
Um,
classics, like, and the
yeah,
classics
yeah, yeah.
are
I know, I know, I
yeah.
know, I know, I know, I know. I'm looking. I'm looking through them right now, so I can tell you. I mean, definitely Genghis Khan is up there. It
Mm-hmm.
has very memorable gameplay, very like.
Nostalgia.
mm, I mean, nostalgia. Yeah, sure, but that's not so important. The
Mm-hmm.
important is like if it holds up today, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it does because it has very like cinematic situations portrayed inside,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
integrated into the gameplay. I mean, there are like a lot of these iconic moments, especially in the number three campaign. Yeah, of course, nostalgia. So yeah, I remember playing it as a kid, but you know, even by today's standards, I believe it holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with some of the updates to the sieves and to like some mechanics, and they are like trying to make it sometimes the gameplay a little like faster. Sometimes it works fine. Sometimes it's just like mm, doesn't add too much or actually brings away. But yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at the campaigns in Genghis Khan. You know, perfection. And of course, the Attila campaign is also very well designed, full of fun, iconic moments. Um, oh, and let's not forget about Montezuma.
Yeah.
I believe Montezuma is also very well crafted campaign with again a lot of iconic cinematic moments, atmosphere. I mean, yes, exactly, the atmosphere is very strong in Montezuma.
Yeah. They are.
Like,
They are.
so, and then I really like some of the historical battles that they added
Mm-hmm.
um in Conquerors. So of course the Vinland Saga
Mm-hmm.
is very interesting, again, cinematic. uh Again, yeah, not to speak too much about nostalgia, but I remember being like, almost fell out of my chair when I finally realized that there was this big dragony snake embedded in the waters
Yeah.
of North Atlantic. I was like, that revelation was like a huge thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely great.
Yeah, but that was definitely also added within reason because it has like a historical remark right there too, because the people at that time really thought that their boats were being eaten alive, which did happen as well, especially for light ships and all that. Not many people could reach literally to the other side because there were literally wood-eating worms within the things, and people really thought like they were like hydras, like mythological beasts or big snakes, literally just destroying them and all that. And that is what historians really have did it, and I think the creator literally done it simply due to that reason, or just simply just to leave like a big mark on the map. But
I mean, everything combined, or either way, it's great. And
yeah.
I've I've read a lot about the creation of Age of Empires, and this is just like a side note to this.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wanted to be like true to some general concepts in the history,
Yeah.
but they didn't want to be like mm, encyclopedia. So what they did, they were taking the information from children's encyclopedia books about histories. So it was like simplified versions of all the stories. But the upside to it is that they had to uh, portray the historical figures and the historical situations in an intriguing way, so the kids would read it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I feel it works so well in the game. Like it's oversimplified. A lot of the historical elements are all oversimplified, and if you want to be nitpicky about it, it was like, oh, but Attila didn't kill Bleda or Bleda before the situations surrounding their attacks on Constantinople. Actually, Bleda was the one, like up until the third campaign, and Attila the Hun. It was not Attila; it was Bleda doing the stuff that they are attributing to Attila and so on. But in the end, like, who cares? uh, in the in the gameplay,
Yeah.
who cares? Because uh it's a like artistic license, like in the movies or books or whatever. This is a game. This is not historical uh fact checking tool. So that's what I like it, and that's what I like about the campaigns. Like, they always put the gameplay first, and that's why it works.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, the gameplays were definitely fun, and that is what gaming is supposed to be. It's the sole reason behind gaming is that we're just, having fun. And that's the thing. And of course, historical remarks is not like everything should be 100% accurate as well, but you still would like to also, like, hear about it. Sometimes even feel it in their boots, even if it's like portrayed in your own way, just to have like a little bit of a RPG kind of elements also was nice as well. And I think that's what they did good in those campaigns. Especially for me, it is El Cid. If anyone would have asked me which one I would have picked, and for
I just wanted to
example,
ask you.
yeah,
I just wanted to ask you, Kemsit, and
yo,
yo,
sure.
so let's go. El Cid, and then
Oh well, then it's definitely El Cid, and I would have definitely said what was his name? Oh, frick, I need to also go back to as well here. For example, for me, it would be also like Barbarossa as well. I definitely also enjoyed Coaching Khan, even though it's like from not from the Conquerors and Age of Kings. But I also personally enjoyed the fact of going through Saladini's campaign too. It was like literally good. And at that time, also, having the movie of Kingdom of Heaven and all that. Oh man, it just literally just hit hard. So it was definitely a kind of fun campaign as well. And it's something I've always tried to offer as guidelines for every content creator, and definitely have been always been advocating as it too as well, even if at times I can be rough with it. But that is because some campaigns can feel very taxing and all that instead of fun gameplay. But
oh, we can talk about it for sure.
yeah. So you know what? I'll just move on myself then, because we've definitely hit this nice target. Especially with the favoring as well. And now we have done some bit about the classics. So why about we not move about the custom campaigns itself? Because what is your most favorite one as well? Especially since you've mentioned that you've actually also played through quite a few with your dad as well, especially your own. But have you even also played like from others too, especially lately, for example, like it if you had to choose one right now, which one would be
Oh,
it? It can be your
okay.
own or anyone
That's
else.
a that's an oh well, definitely not my own.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's an easy answer. The
Mm-hmm.
best by far campaign is the uh and now I lost the name, but it was the Emperor of Byzantine Empire from Philadelphia, the one
Mm-hmm.
that was adopted in the Victors and Vanquished. But
Yeah.
I don't have the DLC, so I can't look into the.
Constantine XY, that one.
Yes, yes, it's constant. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
Constantine,
Mm-hmm.
and the like the name in the custom campaigns was slightly different. I only played the custom version one, but I've seen the video of somebody else playing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I can actually give a shout out to the creator, but I'll get back
Of
to it
course.
because I need to find his name properly
Sure.
to uh to give him the shout out.
Mm-hmm.
But that one definitely is the best because it has high replay value. I replayed it at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you remember, it's about like you governing Constantinople, and you have to maintain, similar to Stronghold, some like some metrics that you have to fulfill. And if you fall beneath a certain threshold, uh problems starts to happen. So there was this like favor from people, some like strength, I believe, like like army strength thingy, and then support from the clergy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean that was really really well designed scenario that has lot of lot of depth to it, you know. Like some of the campaigns are really one dimensional, like, build and destroy, and this was really about, like, you can you can feel it. And I also like the setting. I mean, when they added the Mediterranean style of, like the trees, the olive trees and so on, that's like my uh happy place. So every time I get a map, like when I'm playing like normal ranked or whatever play game, then and when I get this kind of setting, I'm always happy
Yeah. No, I
because I
can
like
understand
that.
that. Yeah.
So that one, that campaign, that particular one is like, yeah, like this is it. This is it. I mean, I played it for a few days because it's it's pretty long one. And like these situations when you watch a movie or you play a scenario like this, and you like wish it was never over, and when it's over you're like, oh, I wish I was able to go back.
Yeah, you're getting
uh
lost in it. Like, yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah. So
dive deeply in it.
that one had it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Joe, yeah. And
Yeah.
which one's yours?
For me, it's definitely Apronik. That's my top one, especially since it's like a very great creation within High Notes' campaign as well, and he's still my most favorite creators as well. And he's also got like
Oh,
one from Croatia. I think it was Tomislav. I think I
oh,
remember
that
again.
actually, that's a female.
Yeah, yeah. Hideouts had made about Upper Nick, and it was about Upper Nick, the female from the ancient world. And like you said, it like these ancients uh times. There's not much campaigns about it, neither sources and all that as well. But many people can definitely make very great campaigns about them too. And it was definitely fun. And Hideout even got like different campaigns made about it. For example, about Mirror Boja, or like I said, Tomislav, King of Croatia as well. And that's just a very, very great place to see
Oh,
touched.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Apronic, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I played it like 4 years ago or so, I don't remember. But yes, yes, I really like them, and I can even remember the scenarios. I can remember the first one. You're like, yeah, I don't want to go into the details because it would be long and boring, but I very much like the second one. I believe it was the second one where you had to escape through
Yeah,
uh through the mountains, and
exactly.
you had like different paths that you can choose. And
True.
that one was very, very well designed. It has atmosphere,
True.
it has, creative situations that you're put in as a player. So yeah, and then the last one was about building the wonder, if I remember correctly, and also it had this, you know, because if you create a scenario that is pushing the player towards some kind of behavior, and then you get like really into it, as you mentioned before, um, you you get like a feeling from it, in that like fleeing through the mountains. I felt like, yeah, I need to put additional layer of clothing on me because it's cold,
Yeah.
and I we really need to hurry because they are right in, you know right behind our backs. They're chasing us, and we are losing. We're losing ground. We're losing army. We're losing. That was very great. Like, it created this sense of urgency, similar with the last one, with the wonder. Like, you had to conquer uh the the capital. I don't remember what the name of the capital was in that particular time, but it was on the Euphrates and Tigris rivers,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Correct.
Um, so so yeah, and again, it's a good campaign because I remember very particular moments and elements from it 4 years or so after I played it. So, like, you know, hats off. That's great.
It still hits on us, and that's just really great. And like I said, it is something that I've also said to many others, and I still will be praising it towards everyone as well. That this is just like a nice climax of a campaign in the ancient worlds. It's also mentioned clashes between two cultures and religions, and many people could definitely feel for how Upper Nick Vessel felt at that time as well about her religion and all that. But at the same time, there was also like that hope thing as well, not just like very saddening things as well. And it was really lively. It was very humane. There was like a lot of nice cultural representation, religion representation, not much shaming to one another or very offensive thing, but there was certainly a little bit of banter and some remarks as well. But honestly, I don't mind that, and that's just really great. And it's same to all the other high note creations as well. It's just a pity you didn't make anything else as well, because once again, it's truly my most favorite creators throughout
Yes.
the community.
And also, what I wanted to point out really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
that I read some interview with her, or I don't know where I wrote it, where I read it, but she wanted to give more spotlight to female characters in history, which
Mm-hmm.
I really, really appreciate. And that there were female characters in the history who were, warriors and were able to uh, take matters in their own hands and change the course of history. So yeah, in this man-centric world, I believe these kind of messages are also important.
Yeah, true. I definitely agree with you, honestly, and I definitely was really happy on what was brought over here, but to us by this and by her even or whoever, whatever the thing is. But yeah, it's just a pity we didn't really see anything else anymore after this. But I would have really wanted to see more. But yeah.
She
Um.
got drafted by the creators, the official creators. So she actually designed some of the campaigns that are in the game right now, like the
Oh.
official ones.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's definitely interesting. I didn't knew that, honestly. I really didn't knew that. I have not really been able to catch everyone down, and like you've also said, I will eventually get to that as well. These creators, I definitely have difficulties to even try even reaching out to them as well. And I'm still trying to um
Oh,
how
like
should
I
I
mean, like
say?
really try to get her. I believe she would be very open, and I believe I even found her on LinkedIn or something like that. Like it was not so hard.
Oh,
But please, there's nothing illegal, nothing illegal.
no. Well, I mean, one day if I can, well, then after this interview, I'll definitely ask your help with it, because, like I said, I'm still trying to outside hours right now. I'm still gonna try to do the other interviews and all that from everyone as well, so we get a little bit more insights about that too, and I have some funny chat as well and do stuff like this too. But back to the point. What have been the most challenging moments in your journey as a custom campaign or scenario creator, and how did you even overcome them? Because I can imagine you must have also had some challenging times as well.
Oh, of course. Yeah, uh as always, it's not so hard to come up with an idea, but
Mm-hmm.
then see it through the whole process and have it finished is completely other thing. And I don't know if you're familiar with the 80-20 principle, that the uh 80% of work happens in 20% of time,
Yeah.
and then the last 20% take you 80% of the time. And that's what happened to me. Like, I was able to lay down the groundwork of this, Attila thingy, and I came up with all these mechanics that I wanted to implement and stuff. And the the creation curve was fast in the beginning, but then see it through the end was yeah. At some point, I was like, oh, I don't have patience for this anymore.
Yeah.
But then I just told myself, I need to prove it to myself that I can do something like this super niche thing. Like, out of all the things that you can invest your time into, I'm going to invest my time into create a custom campaign for 20 year old game, and just finish it. So that was my uh way to overcome it. Just you know uh the uh you know determination. I just have to finish it. I just have to do it. And yeah, and then one beautiful day, I finished it, I uploaded it, I got some error messages and people telling me that something doesn't work, so I reworked it like seven more times. Uh, but yeah, since July 2021, as I just confirmed, I didn't touch it. So yeah. Anyway, somebody translated it into Chinese. That was
Correct.
like the most mind blowing thing to me. like somebody took the time with this, you know, amateur creation of mine and translated it into Chinese. And also, like, he provided me some um some ideas for the triggers. So even that guy, and sorry, I don't remember the name now.
Apply, I think.
Uh yeah. So he provided me with some feedback to the triggers, and then I updated it based on his feedback. So props to him.
Yeah. I can definitely see that as well here right now as I'm just looking at it as well. Like I said, you've got like more than 3K of downloads over here, and his Chinese version is like 1K, and that's definitely very nice because it offers more international, how should I say, potential playthroughs of what you've actually definitely created as well, and that's just really nice because I always also in my Age of Empires 2 playthroughs and adventures, of course, I've always advocated as well that there's always maybe a chance that it's maybe translated in different languages, such as Chinese, because we have an active Chinese community too there. And they're very dedicated to, and if they see something very nice, they'll definitely try to how should I say, translate it. And in this case, it was yours. And by all means, it ain't amateur. It's just a beginner level, but for a beginner level, you've definitely cooked something very good, and that's something you can definitely put your pat yourself on the shoulder and be proud of it. Especially even if you've like were like, okay, I'm gonna run out of patience, but I should push through. That is some dedicated work for sure, and you definitely overcame it. But here comes another difficult question now.
Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. By all means, you're welcome, and you deserve it, as it was pure honesty over here too. Have you ever collaborated with creators? If yes, what tips would you give for a successful partnership in the community? If no, would you be up for collaborations?
Okay, so I didn't collaborate per se, but I consulted this guy from, I believe, Germany called Alkalim,
Mm-hmm.
who has an active YouTube channel with some tips on how to work with triggers and so on. So I was able to contact him, and he was able to help me with, some things. But in the end, I had to figure things out for myself. So
Yeah.
that was like the biggest collaboration, along with the other one, with the gentleman from China,
Mm-hmm.
giving me some feedback. But I would definitely like to collaborate with somebody, uh, if somebody would be up to it, because I've got these three other scenarios in various levels of completion, uh, that I have abandoned some time ago, but they
Ah.
are still there. I hope they
Mm-hmm.
are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they are here. Yeah, they are here. And yeah, like if somebody would be interested, in working on my concepts. I designed the maps. I think the maps are designed. But I've had all these ambitious concepts of like what should happen there, and all the triggers and so on. And I can definitely not do the AI, um, scripting for the personalities there. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that I said to myself, like, okay, this is bigger than I can chew right now. So, you know, again, choosing my battles. So yeah. So the message: if somebody is interested, hit me up, and we might be able to cook something.
Yeah, I would definitely say if anyone is interested with you, and hope they are, uh, would contact you by all means as well. And hit you up whenever wherever they can. We will get to that later as well too, or just hit it down in the comments box below because it definitely sounds nice with how much you still have possibilities. And obviously, me as consumer, I cannot consume enough and would love to actually see what you can cook, even if it was with others too. And it's also awesome to hear that you're open for collaborations, even if you're not done that too. I've actually definitely seen Alkalim as well, but I've not really seen much of his creations, so I don't remember if I've even played through some of his creations.
He had one like Viking thing, I believe, where they
Mm-hmm.
were like attacking you, these waves of Vikings, and it was really in this like barren land. It had this certain atmosphere to it. And then I believe he had like some big project that he was building up to, but not sure if that was finished.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely a nice guy, and definitely would be an insightful interviewee again for you. So you know,
Yeah.
Sir Godua providing with tips. Boom.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's always very good. And very welcome, of course, too. Well, I would definitely then say as well that I'm gonna then quickly look at this. Which one was it? Of course. Yeah, here we go. I wanted to also then ask you too for the next question. What advice would you give someone who just started out in a custom campaign and scenario creation?
Oh, start small. Just like, try to do something that you can finish.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Okay. 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 No, that's definitely interesting and very nice. Um. Then, as for the next question, when you design a scenario or campaign, what comes first for you in your opinion? Gameplay wise, maybe challenging, storytelling, historical accuracy, or fun, and why, in your opinion?
Okay, so first, as in the workflow, like which thing I
Focus on.
feel people can or should start with, or what is prevalent,
Mm-hmm.
what is higher priority. So if
Mm-hmm.
it should be accurate or so on. So not sure how you meant the question.
Mm-hmm. As in, like, what would you like focus more on in a design at a
Ah,
creation of a scenario or campaign? Would it be like fun, storytelling, gameplay, or challenge historical accuracy? What is for you very
um,
important?
I mean, like the fun is
Mm-hmm.
very strong attribute, and it can be achieved multiple ways. So if I were to speak just for myself, I like the campaigns which have some quirks to it, which have some atmosphere to them,
Mm-hmm.
and what I like um, don't value as much is when the gameplay is just like straightforward. You have to build your city, and then you have to uh you know uh beat through this infinite unit spam. That's something that I do not like enjoy too much, and some of the newer campaigns are very much like that. uh that you've got these like infinite waves of soldiers being thrown at you, and you just have to grind through it somehow. That's not what I find like super compelling. So this campaign, this before Attila, and the other ones, which I advertised, but advertised for almost nothing because they are non-existent. They are all based on some storytelling and some like special mechanics. Um, so, but like if you were to ask me what should come first in terms of like the order of things, um, I believe you need to know where you want the campaign to start, where you want it to end, and what should be the core. objective or takeaway, or you need to have a concept, because the worst thing that you can do, in my opinion, in any kind of creative endeavor, not only creating custom scenarios for Age of Empires, is to be aimless. Like, you have endless possibilities where the thing can go, and then you just, it's like super easy to get lost in it. And then uh what comes next is that you're not able to finish your product.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, is that satisfactory?
For me, it is honestly. But yeah, we're just gonna move on to the next question, of course. When you design, no, we've already read that. Pardon me, forget about that. What tools, triggers, or editor features did you mostly rely on the most, and which ones do you wish were improved? If you still remember that, because
Yeah, yeah, I can actually open it, and we can talk
hmm,
like specifically what I used. So I got so first of all, I decided I wanted to this to be not a build and destroy campaign,
hmm,
but rather just destroy, if it
yeah,
makes sense. Because what I wanted to do, what kind of like feeling I wanted to transmit by this campaign, was the power trip of uh, the Hunnic armies swooping through the Eastern Europe.
mm-hmm,
And so that was like my North Star, and that's what
mm-hmm,
I was always keeping in mind when designing the objectives, or like the mechanics of the game. And to go into the nomadic lifestyle, lifestyle, oh yeah, lifestyle, um, of Hans, I decided to implement this sheep gathering mechanic that I stole from Honk Foglalash campaign, from the custom campaign. Sorry, not the custom campaigns, the historical campaigns. The one with the Magyars, where you're getting the sheep, and they are providing you with food.
yeah,
So I what I did here was that I implemented a set of triggers that are deducting you food based on the quantity of soldiers that you have, and giving you food based on the number of sheep that you have. And what I struggled with was to how to calibrate it so that it's not like super overwhelming, like you look away for 1 minute and suddenly your army is starving and dying.
mm-hmm,
And or just to have it as really non-essential feature, as it would take forever for your army to starve. In the end, how it turned out, I think it's more on the latter, so that it is not as impactful. But maybe in the beginning, it slightly is, depending on your play style. And this was something that I struggled for days and days and days, how to implement it, because again, the limitation of the triggers are very much here. And I was trying like different ways how to implement it, and it was not super easy. But maybe they changed things over the course of time now, and it would be easier to achieve it through some variables right now.
yeah,
But yeah, in the year of the Lord 2001, uh, it was not the it was not super easy to do. So that's what I relied on and spent a lot of time on. was to set these triggers. I believe I had like 30 or 40 triggers only for this mechanic. And then what I relied on was that there was this, or I believe there still might be,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there's a website where you can create your real world map,
Mm-hmm.
just like the blueprint for it, like water and land. So I used it, and that saved me a lot of time. So like the real world part that you can see on the map. So you see, um you know, you see the Constantinople, you see the Macedonia, you see um Carpathian mountains and so on. That's what I got through this website. And then I, added uh, all the flavor to the map. But the base layout I got from this website, and I couldn't be uh, thankful more to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think there has been lots of changes as well. So I think um, it might be a lot more easier. But so far, what I've gathered after 3 interviews as well, there's still quite a few struggles, especially if you wanna like do some reskins as well and try to copy and paste as well. There's still some ways of simplifying, but from what you have described, it's still quite a pain. But once again, we can ever truly be grateful from for your efforts and everyone right now as well who's still editing and making these things and all that. You're keeping the community alive and offering a lot of stories and historical remarks for us to learn and to play through and of course enjoy. But okay, that's quite a very nice, detailed an opinion and quite similar to the other creators who are voicing these concerns out. Has like here's another interesting question as well. Has player feedback ever made you rethink or redesign a scenario? And can you share us an example?
Not like redesign per se, but as I mentioned, I got this feedback from this Chinese
Mm-hmm.
gentleman, and I don't remember what particularly it was, but he pointed out some something. I don't remember now, but you know. So yeah, so I went in and changed it.
Okay, all right, okay. How do you approach the balancing difficult so a custom campaign and our scenario is challenging but still focus on the fun aspect for a wider audience?
Oh yeah, this was something that I definitely struggled with, because
Mm.
I didn't want it to be like super easy,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, as I said, I don't really appreciate when it's like super grindy and it takes you forever to wear the opponent down.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, I believe it's slightly on the easier side, this one.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I have seen there are like two or three playthroughs on the YouTube, including yours, and
Yeah.
much appreciated that you took the time.
You're
But
welcome.
there was somebody who played it for like 3 in-game hours
Mm-hmm.
and was struggling very hard with the God's Huskarl spam that I implemented there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it can be very hard, but it can be very easy. And so apologies, now I don't remember if it was you who was able to finish the whole campaign in like 40 minutes or so, um because it was about unit choices. That was like underlying thing in this scenario, that I designed every opponent to have different armies,
Is every
so you can't win the thing with just one army composition.
Mhm.
And this person went heavily for cavalry archers in the playthrough, and Huskarls, as is a very known fact throughout the history, just kidding, was that
Mhm.
they are super immune to the arrows and they are pretty fast. So this person was running out of gold constantly because the calf archers, even though they are discounted for hunts, it was not the right unit to cope with that situations.
Mhm.
Instead, when the player did hussars, or I don't know if you were able to make hussars in this campaign. I'm not sure, but maybe you are. Hussars or even better, Kashyyyks.
Yeah, true.
Then suddenly, uh, the table flips, and you can
Win.
do it in two waves or so. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, so balance wise, I believe it's more on the easier side, but you can make it you can make it harder for yourself if you if you're trying to stick to a single unit type.
Yeah. I think you've really hit quite a few hard points as well, and I don't know if the player has even read through the hints and tips things, or even the scouts for, but because from there you can actually even try to strategize on how and what kind of unit the enemy composition will be existing. Plus, you can always expect from what kind of according to the civs, what kind of units there might be, even if it can be hard, because some creators always offer like different unique units which they just allow to be recruited into that civ, because that's what's happening lately. I personally have definitely finished your mission within 1 hour and 20 minutes. It didn't take too long. And I myself, I remember that I did use a little bit of heavy, I mean, archer calves a bit in the early thing, and then I just used tokens, and I think I've definitely also used a lot of Keshiks because they're very good cavalry as well, and yeah, that's the way I've just basically won your campaign. So I can definitely say it was not too long and still a very enjoyable one to go through. But yeah, if that person struggled, well, I mean, sorry, that's not your fault and all that. Even though I can understand his frustration for like losing. Well, not losing, he won, but it took like a damn long time. Especially if you're just still gonna make more horse arches after you know that you're still dealing with huskers. But yeah, that's just
I,
a choice. Not to put the blame on him or something,
no,
but
no,
you
no.
could
Exactly,
consider
exactly.
a different tactic and all that, or just simply try to retry it again. Because yeah, I don't believe like all the nomads have constantly used horse archers and all that. Like I'm sorry, but those guys has also used different weapons than just archers. They were known for their experts with horse archery, but come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were also known throughout the history for 20% faster working stables,
Yeah,
also with their allies. So
yeah,
when the Visigoths were allied with Huns, their stables were also producing faster. That is a well acknowledged fact throughout all the history scholars.
yeah. True, true, true. But yeah, that's just yeah. Sadly, he didn't take that initiative. But yeah, whatever. But it's interesting to know about this little experience that you had, and I'm truly sorry for what you've gone through. But at least it's not that worse compared to what other content creators have gone through, because some critique cannot well, it cannot be portrayed as critique, even if this one was not a critique as well. It was just an opinion and a thought. But yeah, it can be taken and leave, but I would have personally left it and just said you should try to consider a new tactic, honestly, even if it sounds harsh. um I would like to say with the next question, how do you think you've been doing within the Age of Empires 2 content creator community? And what would you tell your younger self if you had the chance?
Uh, yeah, maybe take more time with it and start earlier. But when the DE came out, I already was in a certain point in life where I, you know, again had to choose my battles.
Mm-hmm.
So just I would maybe tell myself like, yeah, finish it.
Yeah, I would have
it's
done the
it's
same.
worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it. Finish it because in 5 years you'll be doing interview with Kemsit. You know.
Who would have thought, honestly? I mean, it is really interesting things and a nice idea because see it like this. It is something I also have said to Lorenzo as well. um, Not everything is just money. Not everything is just public publicity. Everything is more about you leaving a legacy on this earth. And I think that is what you've definitely done, especially to the community over here. And me being part of this community and exploring your things that you've created, I've been able to actually find you and, give you a good time over here. And that's what we're having right now as well. And it's just mutual, and I hope this is going to be
Yes,
really a good.
definitely.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean, and this is what I think is what matters more as well, because okay, money buys you food and all that, but money can be acquired in many other ways, and yeah, legacies and fun can be used, gotten in many ways, especially here. Um, I'd say how, especially for now with another question too, how do you see Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition its future, honestly? Like, do you still play,
Oh, actually, yes, yes. I play a lot, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't create. Yeah, I really okay. So to tell you what I like, I really like that you've got engaged community of people who are actively playing it, and you've got all these content creators, and I mean, um, like the ones that are creating YouTube videos and so on. So I occasionally watch some videos from T90 and from Hera and Red Phosphorus and so on, and I really enjoy like when they're bringing up some like fun mechanic uh
Exploit?
that you can yes exploit. I don't didn't want to say abuse, but
Mm-hmm.
just use in your own gameplay. And I like to get creative, so that's what I for example really don't like playing Arabia like
Mm-hmm.
1v1, because I believe it has become very static in a way that everybody is doing very similar things, and when you are uh you know few seconds inefficient with your dark age build order, then you put yourself in a big
Tough position.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
So I like all these not so standard maps and not so standard settings and so on.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy the Empire Wars
Mm-hmm.
setting, and I really liked how they did it with the Red Bull tournament, that you
Mm-hmm.
had the ranked ladder for Empire Wars replaced by like the qualification ladder for this event
Mm-hmm.
in London, and I believe it created a really good buzz and like got me into Empire Wars heavily, which was similar thing which happened before when Red Bull organized a similar event. I don't know, it was like 2 years ago or three. Um, so yeah, so these are positive things, and that the game is still alive, and I believe that's that's also the testament that it will be alive for the same for another 20 or so years, because it has proven itself in the test of time. So again, yeah, those are the positive things. And if I were to point out uh some mm, like not so positive things, I believe it's the amount of civilizations that you have, and the like money printing machine that they
Mm-hmm.
of course like to have out of it, because it's a business as any other business, and you have to keep people engaged in a way that they are paying you money,
Mm-hmm.
and releasing these DLCs with some new content is of course a very natural and good way how to do it. But to be honest, I sort of lost the interest with the Three Kingdoms edition,
You're not alone.
and this new one with the South American civs. I'm like, at this, at on one hand, I'm like, yeah, of course, makes sense. On one hand, it's um it's historical. Yeah, those people existed. Why shouldn't they be represented in the game? Yes, cool. Second thing, of course, they need to make money, they need to come up with new content, of course. But at the same time, I believe is it's like sensory overload on all the players. And like my question, and a lot of people are sharing the same question, is like, when it will be enough? Like, for a long time, I felt like they were trying to fill the grid. Like when you had these symbols of all the civilizations, I was like, okay, so when they will fill the grid, that's when they will stop. But then they, shrunk the size of the coat of arms so they can fit more into one screen. Uh, this just like my meaningless
Mm.
banter. But again, the question still stands: when will it be enough? Like, will they have in 5 years? Will there be 100 civilizations? Like, and then 150. As long as people will be buying that stuff, they will be adding new things. And in my opinion, that doesn't make too much sense. Like, look into Warcraft 3. They have the four fractions since the inception of time,
Yeah.
and they are not touching it. Of course, no, Warcraft 3 Reforged is totally different,
Rubbish.
uh different topic,
Yeah.
and so on. But like, at least the core,
Is there
yeah, it's there, and it's what makes the game, you know
running? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they could add a fifth faction there. Like, I wouldn't be like, saying it's the end of the world. But if they suddenly happened to have like 12 factions there, then it would have been totally different game. And maybe coming back to my thought that I was sharing before, like, not trying to sound super so smart, but you have to choose your battles, and have an objective, and have like a baseline where you're like, okay, so this is now it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. It's fine, and I can continue tweak things, but there is this goalpost um that we have passed, because then you continue to erode even the legacy. And yeah, there might be things that you can find that people will be willing to pay for
Mm-hmm.
without the need of adding new civilizations.
Hmm.
Like, people were pointing out some like custom skins, and you already
Many.
have it. Like you can buy these like moving icons, eye candy things, whatever.
Yeah.
Great. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't think the amount of people that are willing to buy this kind of stuff is equal to the amount of people that are willing to buy the new civilizations. So I don't know. I don't work in the product management office of what's the name, World's Edge, Forgotten Empires, and so on. I don't know, but I don't think it's the way.
Mm.
Again, the question: when it will be enough? 50, 45? Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'll say there's like a lot of conflicted opinions about this too as well, and by all means, well, most of your opinion, I think, well, more than half have been actually also stated by those with whom I've spoken with. They share quite the relatable opinions about too, especially with how they've perceived the Three Kingdoms spirit, especially with how the civilization there is, which were in truth were not very appealing, especially today. Torpedo didn't like it, and I shared the same opinion as well. Like Shu, Wu, and um, uh, what was the other one? I think Shu, Wu, and Han. I think which one was it? Whatever. Those three civilizations were not really civilizations in our opinions as well. We didn't really like them as well. The things that they have added there, it was just simply, in our opinions, to appease the Chinese community, but they didn't feel like different civilizations at all. They were like there to showcase something, and especially to act like uh propulsions about that civilization is pure for the kingdom, then we would say why not just make something like purely what you've did with the battle for Greece thing, like make it a separate thing and don't add it into competitive play. Because here's the thing, what I feel like is happening right now, the competitive side of this community is not happy with how much changes are happening simply because the people from the uh, campaign community is getting a lot of stuff which they constantly ask and of course throw money at, and they're getting leaked. By all means, it's their choice and they want it and they enjoy it, but lately it's starting to be very much criticized, especially with the Three Kingdoms. It was not really pleasant. I was happy with the judges. Catans, I'm fine too as well. Voice acting, no, I'm not happy with that because I don't think, neither believe that Jurgens and Khitan spoke Chinese or Mongolian. They were definitely spoken a bit differently too. Even like the Tatars, the Cumans, and the Turks, they don't share the same language. Sure, they have the same language family, but they didn't pronounce everything similar. There was a little bit thing. Same thing, for example, the Vikings. I see a future where the Vikings might split up to Norwegian, Danish, Swedish, Finnish, for example. I see that there will be more of these civilizations coming up. I, by means, I advocate for that. If people do not agree with, that's their opinion. But I advocate that more in a reasonable way. If you're gonna do it more properly. Do it more balanced. Don't just make release um, civilizations, make them very overpowered, and cause frustration in the competitive side of this community, which of course will offer hatred, well, not hatred, but frustration, and that frustration will be ousted against the single player focused community. Because I feel like this is what has been happening lately as well, and it caused quite a bit of clashes. Even though many people will say we don't notice it or is not there, I say it is, and I think it's gonna start getting intense and intense and later. But it is something I definitely do not hope, and I will definitely try to battle. But I think it will start getting very exhausted, and I don't think how long I can try to keep up that banner. Uh, because like I said, that one was really horrible, and I'm definitely looking forward for the new one. But like many have already, expressed, they're concerned. They look forward to it as well. So we will have to see how it will go as time will tell. But like I said, it's just not something entirely which you can also compare with Warcraft as well, because Warcraft has an active community, but I don't think they have a very active competitive community compared to that of um, Age of Empires 2. I don't think they have the big tournaments either. Maybe they do have a little bit. They do have some active creative community there, but their mod section there is fucked, especially due to Activision and Blizzard. So I think on that side, Microsoft and Age of Empires, World's Edge, and Forgotten Empires are more blessed and more safer, and I still have like a proper conduct, which they can still get their concerns going on and all that. But whether it's being listened to, I don't know entirely, and I think the community needs to speak more louder, but all together, not just as one sided. I think that's truly the issue. Um, so yeah, like I said, we both have definitely agreeable things, but I think we're both all a bit too concerned, and we should just be relaxed, and we should just condemn certain things, like I said, to how the Three Kingdoms, Three Civs were introduced were not very great. They could be definitely reworked a bit differently, like how Berkan Torpedo has said earlier in his interview too. They could have been definitely done different, because Shu Wu and those other kingdoms, they survived like what, 60 years? And they're not ethnicities. All the civs that have been introduced were ethnicities based, and historically too. And they had proper balancing as well, even though that still the balance is not entirely great still in Age of Empires. You can still compete, and very greatly as too. You can still strategize, and very greatly too. In Warcraft 3, I'm sorry, but it's just dried up. And that is what I think keeps the community running. It's just
Uh,
that the competitive side here right now sees a bit of a danger too, because like you mentioned, every new civ that is being introduced gives a bit too much of an overpowering thing, and I think that's the same thing. That's what I feel with the new three civs, that they might be overpowering. So yeah.
um, I'm just looking at the tournaments for Warcraft 3 because uh
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned something that I wanted to fact check, and it is true that
Yeah.
the at least based on the prize pool and
Yeah.
the amount of S tier tournaments, Age of
True.
Empires is slightly bigger
Yeah.
than current Warcraft 3. But I
True.
think going into the past, Warcraft 3 and and also StarCraft 2 was like, a few times the size of any Age of Empires, thing that was happening.
Yeah. Well, I agree there, but I think it is also fine to have like different, like tournaments or communities to arrive. Like, I wouldn't say, for example, let's take another genre out as well, right? For example, League of Legends and Dota. There's also tournaments as well, but if we're gonna look which one competes best, it's always gonna be League of Legends. Or for example, you have CS:GO, competitive players as well. I think it's just a matter of choice on how you want to play and what kind of feeling you want to play. Because sometimes one can feel like, okay, I just want to focus on one character and play like that. I want to play a shooter, or I want to play my old nostalgia game and go for it. And many people also enjoy more innovations as well. And I think that is also still trying to be pumped into Warcraft or Starcraft as well. That they still do some balancing and all that too. And you can still see that even there, the balancing will never stop. And I think what drives the community here in AoE too is also still how lively the content creators are. Because I think if Hera, Viper, Doubt, and all these other guys left, I think this community might simmer down very hard. And it's like, for example, today's In the Kingdom Come Deliverance stream, for example, I also like that game too. They've already mentioned. I think the voice is the community, and the game itself, the life of the game, is the community. Without a community, you won't live. And what does the community here in this game live with is the civilizations, the DLCs. And the DLCs is what makes the game. It's what still uh, makes it lively. It's the same thing how we as humans still enjoy what is new. We still want to be adventurous. We want to still go and do stuff together. That's what makes life. And that is why I think is still a vital part for the DLC still to be there and still come out. But what I will argue and still say, please make them a bit balanced, make them innovative, and stop being copy pasting as well. Because like I said, that is what the shoe and Woo dudes were, the Jurgens and all that. I still was not really pleased about that. The campaigns were not really that great. Even Christophorus made Cao Cao's campaign far more better. And it's just a pity that these creators do not even have a chance. For example, in World's Edge Studios and all that. Like if I was at that studio and I saw Christophorus, I would literally have hired that guy. But yeah, it's just that.
I
But
mean, we can only speculate, and I can imagine all these things are much more complicated that we can ever you know
hope for.
decipher from yeah. So I appreciate you know every single update that the game receives,
True.
like balance wise and everything, and
Yeah.
every attention. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's still a business. The reason why they are sitting there right now is to make money.
Yeah. And the community. If like, look, it is also a choice, right? As I also said to Lorenzo, gaming is also still luxury. You're not demanded to do this right now, right? But we play this. Why? Because we want to spend time. We want to, have fun. We want to not pay attention to the other things right now going around our Earth. But that is what makes it lively and all that. And if you don't want it, well, then you can just simply drop it. But it's still a choice, and that is something everyone needs to make sure and consider about it. And not many people might like it, but that's just a simple fact. And other than that, we do still appreciate it. We still like it. But if you don't like something, try to be more critical about it. Not just say, "Okay, I don't like it." Why? Say it. Like no one's stopping you. It's the same thing when you go to a supermarket. You have a different choice of what kind of yogurt you want to be. You can say, "Hey, I'm gonna stay biological, be healthy," or you can say, "Screw it, I'm just gonna buy a yogurt with strawberries inside it, a lot of sugar in it, and all that, and take some excessive sugar." As something, it's up to you. And if you don't buy it, hey, the supplier will obviously say, "Okay, I'm not be able to sell it," and they're gonna, introduce different things. That's how capitalism works. But not many people understand this. And I honestly, personally, this is also something that you've also mentioned very greatly too. That skin reworks is also something where many people would like to have as well. For example, with the castles as well, there's so many castles that have not been really reworked. One thing that they did very good in the Three Kingdoms period was they offered like different priest skins and all, and that was very great. That is something they've also added as well. And the the creators, I think they're trying to put effort, but I think sometimes they do not take what is heeded from the entire community. And it's just not over here, but it's also with other areas within the community because I'm present in many places too, and I can definitely try to advocate it. But being alone is not easy. You need more people to let them hear, right? But yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Sorry for this bit blabbering, but I think we have definitely kind of uh how should I say been able to share quite a few similar grounds too, like the other guys too. And I'd say we should continue with the other question. What the fuck? um, if because this is gonna be literally also an interesting one for you. If you could instantly change or add one feature to Age of Empires 2 scenario editor, then what would it be?
I think I mentioned it already. Some like more graphical way um, how to code, or maybe just or scratch that out. Like, you know how all these like programming languages that are professionally being used to create software look like. So I would imagine something similar to be there, with a little you know, um, uh, foolproof uh, design. Like, uh, I keep coming back now in my thoughts to Microsoft front page, if you remember it,
Mm-hmm.
um, which was like, know, not the best thing in the world. But when I was back in the day trying to design my first web page and I was just using Notepad, and then I realized that I can do it in front page and it's a graphical editor and then it, spits you out the code. Then I was like, oh wow, yeah, this is a step up, even
Mm-hmm.
though the code was rubbish. But this element was helping me to not stay blind to what I was creating. So, eh, or how I was creating it. So something like this, but this would require like uh lot of effort to be put into the editor. And I'm threading lightly because I haven't used the scenario editor in a while, so maybe there are things which are now much more user friendly. But yeah, like, general goal, user friendliness. Period.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. I agree with that. And honestly, there's still many requests, like I've mentioned or spoken with the others. There's still a request of wanting to change the copy pasting options for other, how to call it, models, and the rescanning still is a pain in the ass. um, are you currently working on any custom campaigns or scenarios, and are you willing to share some juicy information about it, or would you rather keep it to yourself?
Uh, I think I already answered it,
Mm-hmm.
at least indirectly. So no, I'm not working on something, but yes, I do have something which is not finished.
Mm-hmm. Do you actually even want to try it too, or would you say no?
As I said, if there would be somebody willing to
Mm-hmm.
help me with that, I'm more than happy to
Mm-hmm.
provide uh the things there. But I also very much understand that it would be about fulfilling my vision, and I believe everybody has their own vision, which they want to invest their time into. So just, yeah, if somebody is eager to work with triggers and maybe struggles with coming up with the ideas how the scenario should look like, what the storyline should be, and so on, uh, I'm happy to be the complementing piece to that.
Hmm. I think I might be able to show you to someone, but that's something we'll talk about later. I think I have something in mind. But still, an interesting question then, right? Since you do have like some ideas and a campaign and scenario, what time period and who exactly what it might be entailing about?
Okay, yeah. So I've got three scenarios there.
Mm-hmm.
One is about um, the ancestors of sorry, not the ancestors, the yes, the ancestors of Hans
Mm-hmm.
attacking China, uh, who were the reason they built the China Wall. So that's like one scenario. So it's like, you've got you've got your base, you have to finish the wall, and you have to uh, repel the enemy rates,
Mm-hmm.
which are, of course, gaining on volume as time moves on. So it's like this type of defend. uh, your place thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then another one is about specific point in history of donation of Pippin, which was French, and I'm now like butchering the history because I'm just speaking from the top of my head, and I don't remember it too much, like the historical details. But um there were some uh, Lombards, I believe, attacking the papal state in Rome,
Mm-hmm.
and the Pope Leo, like I don't know which one of his name, uh, needed to ask French king for assistance, and
Mm-hmm.
he needed to cross the Alps to France to ask for help. So that's the campaign. So this is more like you need to sneak through a map uh, type of affair. And yeah, so you need to go from Rome to France. You need to get back with an army, and you need to defeat the Lombards. So this is this is one thing, and the third thing, and is about Persia. And now I you would have to excuse me because I completely lost like the historical setting. But have this big city designs
Mm-hmm.
there, and if you give me a minute, I'll try to. Oh yes, it's about Abbasids, the Abbasid Revolution
Mm-hmm.
in uh, in the city of Merv.
Ah,
So it's
interesting.
yes. So
It's like the Khorasan area close by there. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so it's like this melting pot of a situation that you've got this huge city with different factions represented there, and you can take different routes to victory
Mm-hmm.
by establishing the Abbasid dynasty. If I, but maybe I'm just like totally butchering the history. I have some notes about it somewhere, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this one, I always liked when there were like huge cities in the game.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite thing. So here you've got a city which is spanning across the whole map, essentially, with some like village areas around, and so on. And yeah, again, I wanted this to be creative in the way that you can achieve victory through
Mm-hmm.
different different means, allying with different peoples, and having some side quests that you can do. So yeah, again, a lot of ambition, and yeah. So what I have in all three of these campaigns, I have the map. I believe it's designed like fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the ideas, and I've got various depths in terms of the triggers. So, for example, now I'm looking into the this Abbasid Revolution, and I've got 96 triggers here already, but it's
Phew.
far from finished.
Yeah.
Uh, and if I look into the donation of Pepin, I believe is it's also yeah, just needs a needs a lot of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see the Chinese thing. It has 170 triggers, and it's pretty much finished actually.
Ooh.
I just maybe stopped with the um, with the graphical side to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, so yeah, if somebody's interested to help me with that, um, happy to do it. And I don't care honestly about the like credit.
yeah. I think I know someone. I'll have to speak about it as well, though. But these three campaigns definitely sound very interesting, especially with the ancestors of the Huns, as well, and with the Dalmatians. There's not much history about the Balkan areas as well, too. Aside that, I've actually done a little bit of Croatia too one day. I've not really seen too much about Albania, for example, or um, Bosnia, or for example Slovenia, or these things could definitely use more. Be it like early Middle Ages or late Middle Ages. I've not really seen too much as well, and there will be definitely some nice campaigns and possibilities, even characters, to actually see as well. But yeah, moving on to the next question. Is there something you'd like to say to the community yourself, from the bottom of your heart?
Oh, just like if somebody's really listening to it right now, just
Oh, you can be sure
thank you.
about that.
Thank you. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for bearing with us. I mean, that's like a huge achievement. So yeah, just like do uh yeah, I don't want to be like, giving all these super wise th- ideas to people. It's just like, live your life and do what you like and do what you enjoy. Life is too short to be focused on, you know, meaningless things. So yeah, as Bad Bunny was saying on the Super Bowl halftime show, just believe in yourself.
Yeah, true. Is there a way people can contact you, like other content creators or those in the community who played your campaign and wanted to offer their thoughts or opinion or with some constructive feedback, perhaps? Like even
Of course.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, Discord. I'm Sir Godua on Discord, and you can find me there. You can find me on Camsit's
Discord.
channel. Sorry, the Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
so
True.
so I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's like Sir underscore Godua. All right, sure. And yeah, of course, you guys can by all means join my Discord server, please. But yeah, no, that's okay, cool. Because as I was trying to mention, which I think I've already done, especially about Hideout, for example, I've really struggled to actually, get in contact with these creators because I do not see any way of contact information at same times, be it like emails or Discord or Reddit and all that. I have no way to contact, and I don't really know how the forums at times work because I remember I only used to do it in Age of Empires, Heavens forums, but further else, not really. But yeah, so yeah. Um, if someone considered playing one custom campaign or scenario in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which one should it be and why? Like, imagine a friend of yours coming to you, right? And he says, "Hey, Godua, I want to play a custom campaign." Which one would you say, okay, you have to play first that one, you must, or else you're not getting any bread for today?
I would say anything from Philadelphia. That's
Mm
that's like quality standard, gold
hmm. Mm hmm.
standard. I mean, yeah, hands off.
Okay, okay. All right. Roughly how much time did it take you to create actually a full scenario or a campaign from idea to release, like especially with
Uh,
your before Tiller?
4 months, as I mentioned
All
before.
right. What keeps you motivated to keep creating, especially during a long or difficult projects?
Now nothing keeps me motivated because I'm not doing it. But
At that
yeah,
time, when you made before Tiller, what made you really?
just
motivate.
yeah, what I mentioned, uh the urge to finish it, like to prove it
Mm-hmm.
to myself that I can do it. And
Mm-hmm.
then there was this huge relief,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Okay. Have you ever knowingly bent or ignored history to make a scenario more fun? Where would you draw the line, if so?
Yeah, definitely. I had to appropriate some things to the before Attila thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
also wanted to point out, uh, or like the one of the selling features of the scenario is that it is trying to give a different perspective on the things that happened in the history that are depicted in the Attila official campaign. And where do I draw the line? Like, again, it has to be fun. So
Yeah.
as long as it's fun, then it's all right. And
Mm-hmm.
but if there's like super big anachronism, I'm you know I'm not buying it maybe, but that would
Mm-hmm.
have to be Aztecs with guns in
Yeah.
10th century or something like that. So
No. Uh, what was the single hardest thing for you to learn in a scenario editor at that time?
well, the triggers around the sheep mechanic, but I would say the thing that ate most of my time, and I found it uh not so valuable, was to create the graphical side to it. I mean, I'm all for it. Like, when a campaign does not have the graphical elements to it, like the intro slides and the map that you click on to choose the campaign and so on. I believe it is like degrading the impression that you get from it. So I
Hmm.
wanted to do it, but at the same time, that was really a pain in the bottom.
Yeah. No, I get that. Um, have players ever solved or broken one of your scenarios in a way you didn't expect?
Uh, I mean, no, not
Okay.
really.
Okay. What kind of feedback or recognition means the most to you as a creator?
Okay, so there was this guy
Hmm.
who reached out to me and wanted to do an interview with me based on the
No.
yeah. So that was the high point of my career
You're
as
truly
a
kind.
as a as a creator.
Yeah, you're truly kind. Honestly, you flatter me. No, I'm just trying. No, I mean, yeah, thanks.
And I mean it. For a
Yeah,
long time, it was the translation in Chinese, but this one is topping it. Like,
no.
I never would have thought that anybody would be interested. So, but here I
Uh,
am, rocking you like a hurricane.
well, you definitely yeah, put tears in my eyes, but thank you very much. Very flattering and emotional. Yeah, no, thank you, and you're welcome. uh, um, um, the next question will be probably also the last in 27, uh, because you do mention that you've still got, like, especially for the three scenarios that you've not finished. Uh, you sound like you have it still saved somewhere and all. And did you even like also work with like Notepad or even an Excel sheet as well?
Oh, of course,
Hmm.
of course.
Okay.
That's when I was designing or started to design all four of the scenarios in question. I wrote down notes. I wrote down like the key milestones that need to be achieved throughout the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, as I said, that's the essential thing, because then you're not running around blind. You
Mm-hmm.
are focused on some specific, outcomes that you want to achieve. In a way, it's also like my professional uh, deformation, because that's what I work with. But at the same time, I was inspired by my father, because when he was creating this Robin Hood campaign or scenario that I mentioned a
Mm-hmm.
long time ago, like an hour or so ago,
Yeah.
um, uh, he had it all uh, broken down, and he even like drafted on paper how the map layout should look like. And that's what I did too. I believe that's very important to like know where the key elements should be located, and it gives you the freedom. Because if you create something in the campaign editor and then you think about, oh, but this doesn't work, I need to move it, uh 200 tiles to the right because I need to fit this other thing there, good luck with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. All right. That's yeah. How should I say? Um, yeah. How can I word this? I'm really lost with words right now. Still, the previous experience was still a bit touchy. Let's say that. No,
What do you
I
mean?
mean, the previous word. The after the previous question, that those things still blew my mind up too. Not so
Oh,
often that one can state as well. It's something that, as I said, is not really oftenly expressed within this community, and those are things that can actually or should be said more often to one another, and that is what I'm trying to um, revive, because that's not how the community I remember was. Um, Especially for someone who actually played a lot more through Game Ranger and all that. But yeah, maybe I'm just trying to live through nostalgia, but the past in the past, and I think I should go forward. But yeah, it's not easy to let things go, and you still maybe want to just relive through certain products and all that too. But yeah,
yeah, but
uh,
that's Kemsit, I have to
no,
tell you one thing. Now
mm-hmm,
you are creating something new. So
mm-hmm,
now you are creating things that you will be nostalgic about 10
mm-hmm,
years down the road.
yeah,
And I really commend you for creating this project of trying to round up the creators. And
mm-hmm,
of course, you're starting with also somebody like me who is who is who is small creator. But
yeah,
yeah, I hope that again, if somebody's still listening to this,
yeah. I
uh,
no, I can. You can
I
be sure they
I
are.
appreciate I appreciate you. Text me with emoji of bananas if
Yeah,
you if you're listening to it right now. Text me the emoji of bananas, and
yeah.
I'll give you a big virtual hug, because it would mean a lot. Yeah, so you mentioned that like this was the last question. So is it now my turn to ask you?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, by far you are. You can just
Okay.
go and
What's
mm,
Kemsit,
mm.
what's your elo?
Whew. Okay, I'll show it. I'll even be in my screen. My elo, I'm around 1,026, and in team I'm 1,143. I have a win rate of 48. I've won 30 times in random map and 40 times loss. In team random, I have more higher things. I won 266 matches and lost 258. I'm a completionist of 98 percentage. I've done 92 percentage standard, 92 moderate, 40 percentage hard, and yeah, my ranked wins are 779, ranked games 551, total wins 798, total games is 1,265, best civilizations humans, and best game mode team random map.
Oh wow, you. I mean, I'm not your accountant. You didn't have to go as deep. I just.
I just went through my thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I see. I know. I know. I know. I know what you did. That's totally fine. So,
uh,
but
I'm
yeah, cool.
I'm not so much of a competitive player as well myself because I don't see myself at the level of hero or something. I really can't do that. Neither with the build orders and all that. Even though I do, if anyone ever asks how I play, I think I tend to play like doubts. I think I'm just like, yeah, old school, I guess. Not like anyone else as well, and that's why I do tend to play a lot of with friends as well at times. And of course, no one likes to lose. So yeah, but that's why like most of my games that I play is either mostly focus on me losing and then sometimes get lucky and just simply play because
Well,
someone carries me. Yeah,
let me tell you this: like,
hmm.
there's art in losing too. Like, you
True.
can you can just quit.
Yeah,
Like, or you can try, and sometimes you succeed.
true.
So, if if there is one thing that everybody should focus more on, it's the fog of war. The fog of war is the best, or one of the best things about this game, because it plays you with your mind. And
Yeah,
I believe you've been in a situation where you've quit the game because you felt like, okay, it's it, that's it, I'm done. And then you looked at the map and was like, oh, so maybe that was a little premature. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah. If it, again, there's art of losing, because sometimes you can still win even though you think you're totally cooked.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. True. Sometimes I've had that moments too as well in my competitive play. But yeah, I didn't really truly enjoy it too much as well. But I will say the one thing though, I had many great experiences when I played competitive. Sometimes not, because especially with the build orders as well, especially with Tower Rush, I really cannot resist that one. I really hate it as well. And some people tend to joke around too much or just got too toxic with it, and just that pisses me off honestly. But then they just keep on trying to provoke and all that, and I just like
Oh,
definitely despise that. On the other end,
so so do you want to play 1v1? I think I have something that I that I can try on you.
yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass. No, no. I mean, on the other end, like I said, I don't really play too much competitive. Funny thing, I was actually one day reported, but I think that also happened due to one hatred comment when I had in one of my videos when I was playing through some campaign. I think that guy even reported me, but yeah, nothing came out of it. But on the other hand, I did, like I said,
Oh,
had like a overall good experience with most of the community inside the competitive play. They're very friendly though, and it's not like to discourage everyone from playing competitive. If it's your thing, then you should go for it. If not, then definitely don't. But overall, the people are friendly with that, and like I said, I had like one guy post quite friendlyly about me inside Reddit, and besides that, that's just not much. But
oh,
yeah,
oh.
it's
Well,
overall cool.
I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I just get some like flame in the game sometimes. And
Yeah.
what I wanted to share, and
Hmm.
actually, like, if there is any way that this information could reach somebody who works in the game, on the
Mm-hmm.
game, is like, work on your reporting system,
Yeah.
because I have continuously been reporting griefers. That
Mm-hmm.
means people who didn't want to leave the game after, there was
Yeah.
no realistic way that they could have won. And even, like, acknowledging it, like, oh, and now I'm going to waste your time because you outplayed me, and that's not fair because you outplayed me, and that shouldn't happen, and it's not fair, and f you and your family. And I'm like, what have I done to you? What have I done to you, man?
Yeah.
Or lady, I don't know. So
Yeah.
uh I reported multiple situations like this, and it was like super clear. And they reported back to me saying like, we didn't take any action. And I was like, why didn't you take an action? So I was like writing them emails, and like not only in the game, I I took the time and I was writing them emails, and they were like, our um reporting system and the whatever is at our disposal is limited, and we are not able to take any action or see that there were community guidelines were
Broken.
violated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, but how else can you then like take any action based on the griefing? Like, because I gave them a recorded game where it was like super clear if you watched it, or if you have even read the chat, like the
Hmm.
chat would have been you know uh convincing enough, in
Hmm.
my humble opinion.
Yeah.
So I would like to see if they were able to
Honestly.
punish like even one player for griefing. So
Yeah.
either way, either they should remove the option to report somebody for griefing and say like griefing is fine. That's also an option.
Hmm.
Or they should be able to follow through, because then it's there just for the appearances. So this is something that you know has aggravated me in the past few weeks a little, because I spent some time, as I said, reporting. And not like I'm not reporting everyone that I play against. Like,
Yeah.
when the situation happens and it's like reports worthy, then I'm doing it, and I value my time. And as I said, I'm trying to get things done and finish them. So yeah, this just reminded me that I need to find um some email to somebody there and ask them
Yeah.
uh like directly. So yeah, thank you so much for this platform for venting.
Mhm. By
And
all means, it is what the interview is about. Just for venting. Nah, I mean, it's just sharing opinion, experiences and all that, and sharing questions and all that. It's just welcome, and by all means, I'm not gonna edit this out. All Everything is being rawly inputted. So yeah, feel free to report it. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Do you have any more questions? Is that it? Come at me. uh,
yeah, that's it.
okay, okay. Right, no. Again, well then, I will definitely say it was really still a pleasant to also talk about your campaign and scenario. And of course, for those who are also listening, thank you for listening as well, because I know you guys do, and have no doubt that this won't be the last interview. There's still more gonna be coming around as well. Once again, thank you for Sir Godua to reach out and also give us his entire experience as a creator as well. And hopefully we'll be seeing more from you. And for those who enjoyed this video, do drop a like button, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new and would like to support it. And if you would like to recommend something or play a game together, write it down in the comments box below, or join my Discord server, so we'll have a chit chat about it. And until then, I'll see you all in my next video.